Hello, friends. Welcome back to Journey with Miss Cohen. Friends, today we're going to get into a little bit of a conversation. I don't think I've ever really sat and talked to you guys much, but we're going to get into a little bit of a conversation. As you can see from the title, today's conversation is the challenges of content creating. And if you're a content creator, you'll be able to relate to a lot of the things I'm going to say. If you're not a content creator, then this will be a little bit of some information for you. While I am talking to you guys, I'm going to shape my pineapple curly updo here. It is time for a retwist, so you may see a few flyaways on the side, but yeah, I'm gonna shape this for you while I talk to you guys. So let's get started doing this. I just decided to try to shape my hair while I talk to you guys so it doesn't look like I'm just sitting here talking, which I could do. That would make it an easy video because you could just listen and do something else while you're listening. But let's get into the challenges of content creating. I wanted to do a little bit of a conversation. I have a few micro locks that have lost their curls, so I'm just going to tuck those away while I try to shape my hair. So anyway, over the last, I'm going to say at the beginning of 2025, I saw like 5 content creators that I support make an announcement that they were going to either log off social media completely, or log off for a little bit of a break, or scale down the amount of times, or scale down the frequency of putting out content. So for instance, if you put out content weekly, I've seen some content creators say that they will only be doing either short videos like shorts, or short reels, or just shorter TikTok videos, as opposed to longer videos. And I've also seen some say that they're going to go from putting out their content weekly to putting out their content monthly. The third one is taking a break, just taking a break. So it's been like 5. I've seen like 5 content creators make that statement. And I completely understand why some of them are either logging off, scaling back their frequency as to when they put out content, or just taking a long extended hiatus from social media or content creating. For those of you that don't content create, let me give you a little bit of information. Content creating can be a full-time or part-time job. And the reason I say it can be a part-time job is because if you have a full-time job, it's almost impossible, unless you're doing it. To me, it's almost impossible to do content creating full-time and have a full-time job plus a family. For those who have children, if you have a family and children and a full-time job and you're content creating, that's all I have to say. I don't know how you do it. It is a full-time job to have a family, children. Let's say this: Monday through Friday, if you work a full-time job, 9 hours of your day is gone, because most of the time you have to commute to your job. You get to work, you work your 8 hours, and you have to commute back. So you can almost say that 9 hours, and then you have to get dressed in the morning. Even if you work from home, you have to still get up and get yourself together before you start working. Before you log on, you need to eat, you need to groom yourself before you log on to work if you're working from home. So 9 to 10 hours out of your day is already gone for a full-time job. So then you have to sleep. That's 7 to 8 hours. We only have 24 hours in a day. That's 7.5 to 8 hours if you're getting the amount of rest you're supposed to. So that's almost what, 20, let's say 19. That's 19 hours gone already. You have about 5 hours left in a day to create some content if you're a content creator. And then you still don't have that amount of time because you need to make dinner or go get your dinner, or do something around your house, or check some emails from brands. During that time, you're also supporting other content creators, because if you're a content creator and you want people to support your content, then you also need to support other content creators. So you have to spend that time, though, in that 4 to 5 hour window, you have to also support other content creators. That's Monday through Friday. And then, okay, Saturday, Sunday comes around, your weekend, and some content creators use maybe 6 hours of their Saturday to create content for the entire week because they know that they're busy. But if you have children or a spouse or a mate they're going to want some time too. Also on the weekend, you have home chores. If you're not hiring someone to do your home chores for you, like your laundry, your cleaning, your grocery shopping, then you're doing those things yourself. So your Saturdays and your Sundays are consumed. You might on Saturdays, I would say, hopefully you get some free time to self-care. Hopefully you get some free time to self-care. But even then, on Sundays, if you've created content during the week or on Saturday, who's editing your content? So that has to be done on a Sunday or a Saturday. Content creating can be a full-time job. So I applaud those who are able to do it with a family, a spouse, a mate, a full-time job, dealing with brands. You have to communicate with the brands via email or what have you. You have to edit. You have to think of new creative content. The only platform that I found that it's easy to create content for is TikTok. TikTok is probably the easiest platform to create content for. You can wake up in your bed and you can go to TikTok. If you don't believe me, if you're not a TikToker and you don't frequent TikTok, if you don't believe me, go to TikTok and scroll for a little bit. You can wake up in your bed on TikTok and film. You can just sit and talk and people will watch it. Or you could just sit in your car on your way to the grocery store. If you have a thought in your head and you want to share it, film it, and TikTok will watch it. It's probably the easiest platform to create content for. Instagram requires a little bit more aesthetics, and YouTube requires more aesthetics and more planning. Instagram and YouTube both, to me, require more planning, and it's more aesthetically sensitive. So you need to be a little more aware of what you're putting up on those two. Everything else besides TikTok, you need to plan, edit. You can edit some on TikTok, but if you could just get it out, you probably don't need to do much editing on TikTok. But those other two, you need to plan. I think Pinterest, I'm not on Pinterest, but I think Pinterest may be easy depending on, but then I've heard you have to create your billboards with Canva and all that stuff. So it can require some planning as well. Do I need to tuck a few in? So anyway, back to the topic. I understand those who have to take a break. I understand those who have to completely log off. I could not imagine, and let me say this, I'm giving a hand clap to the regular, consistent content creators. I'm applauding regular, consistent content creators. And those are people who are consistent. I applaud you because that is an area of opportunity for me because I still have a full-time job. My child is grown, but I still find it difficult in a day to create content. Well, if you have a small baby or elementary or child period, I shouldn't even say what age, because high schoolers have activities. They do get to where they're able to drive a little, be a little bit more independent when they're in high school, but you still need to also govern where they are. So children, if you have children and you're able to create content and put it out consistently, I applaud you. Having a spouse or a mate and needing to spend time with them, it's time consuming. Content creating can be rewarding. It can be rewarding because you're meeting a lot of new people. You're getting gifts from brands. You're getting paid sponsorships. And it just can be rewarding in those ways. I'm sure there's other ways it's rewarding that I'm forgetting right now, but it can be rewarding, but it can also be challenging. Outside of supporting and I forgot to add one. If you're a content creator, you also need to communicate with your followers. So you have to answer comments. You have to read comments. You have to read and respond to comments. So checking your analytics, all of these things require time. I just found it kind of, I don't want to say alarming. I found it, it was just an awareness. It was an awareness that popped up the beginning of the year when I saw that there were 5 that I watch. I know there's other content creators who have also watched some of their content creators, the ones that they follow. I know there's some of you who are content creators who have also seen other content creators announce that they are taking a break or logging off completely or scaling back their frequency. The fact that I saw 5 within a week told me, I was like, this is not easy. It's not easy at all. Like, I mean, I have an area of opportunity. Like I said, I work my full-time job still. I am a big supporter of certain content creators, so that takes a lot of my time. I just believe in supporting content creators, and especially the ones that support me. To me, that's a given. If you get time from someone, you should exchange some of that time to give to them if they're content creators. I understand if you're a content creator and you have decided to take a break, you have decided to scale back, or you've decided to log off completely. I completely get it. Take that time that you need to self-replenish. That's a good word. Take that time you need to self-replenish, because if you're not single, and if you're not doing content creating full time, let's say that. If you're not single and you're not doing content creating full time, then you are having yourself pulled in different directions. You're being tugged in many different directions. You're putting on many different hats in a day. It's a lot. It's a lot. So take the time you need to self-replenish. If you decide to come back, I'm sure your followers and your subscribers will support you. If you decide to scale back your frequency, I'm sure they'll still support you. And if you decide not to come back at all, everyone understands. We all understand. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I wanted to say. I think I did okay. It's okay. If you made it this far, consider continuing the journey with me by clicking that subscribe button, as well as the notification bell, so that you catch all of my upcoming videos. All right, friends, see you next time.